There has been a systematic effort to wipe out all the historical facts and significance that Black people have played in the developmental process of America. I've been doing a lot of researching and a lot of studying. And so, what I'm going to be doing on Tyrone Bowman Live as we are moving forward in creating a more professional looking sounding program, moving forward in bringing more positive yet factual stories and covering important news stories as a whole. So if this offends some of you because of the new positivity that I'm going to be bringing to the channel, that's not my problem. Because the one thing I'm tired of all these major news outlets and medias always trying to portray Black people in the most negative light. And yet, when their people do the same asinine criminal things, they don't want to talk about them. They don't want to cover the stories. Well, on this channel, starting tonight, I'm going to find everything positive from the past and the future that our people have done. We can do more than sing and dance and rap and play basketball and football. And one of the saddest things is that there are too many people who are willing to go along with the negative narrative. You know, I was listening to an organization, I think they call it Turning Point USA. They don't have anything good to say about Black people. And you know what? All that's about to change. Welcome to Tyrone Bowman Live. So starting tonight, the first story I'm going to be talking about is the Tuskegee Airmen. The true history, the historical significance, their contributions that were made, and how they have been deliberately left out of history and they don't want to talk about them. Well, I am going to talk about these brave men starting tonight. I want to thank you all for watching the interview earlier with one of my lifelong best friends and brother, Bobby Williams, as I was helping him to promote his book here on Tyrone Bowman Live. Hope you go out and purchase it. It's a good book. It's going to be published nationwide. I think he said November, sometime in November. But these men right here, it's an old black and white photo. I'm going to talk about them tonight. So let's get started here on Tyrone Bowman Live. And while I'm talking about it, earlier today, I was in one of a makeshift studio. And what we're doing, we are working on building a real, genuine, authentic studio for our channel. It's going to be nice. It's going to be beautiful, quote unquote. And it's going to be something to behold. It's going to be equipped with all modernized equipment and microphones and things of that nature. And if you would like to help us in that effort, all you have to do is cash app us $1. That's all I'm asking for. We got over 2,200 subscribers to this channel. So if you like what we're doing here and want to help us to get what we need, simply go to Cash App $PIEXEL 4, and you'll see my name. So the Tuskegee Airmen were America's first Black military pilots, a group of brave and determined men who shattered racial barriers and helped redefine the future of the U.S. Air Force during World War II. These airmen demonstrated exceptional skill, intelligence, and patriotism, despite facing systemic discrimination. Now, that is important to note as I begin to move forward in the article. Despite the fact that they were hated, loathed, and despised because of the pigmentation of their skin. despite of the fact of the blatant racism and discrimination that existed in the armed forces. The Tuskegee Airmen displayed exceptional skill, intelligence, and patriotism to a country who did not like them, despite facing systemic discrimination. These highly trained also aviators and support personnel come from all across the United States. They came from all parts, with large numbers from cities like New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Washington, and Detroit. Many were college graduates or had passed rigorous entrance exams to qualify for aviation training. Their unwavering dedication helped them become elite pilots, navigators, bombarders, engineers, and mechanics, playing a crucial role in the success of Allied forces. So that's important to know. They weren't just your run-of-the-mill brothers that they picked up off the street. They deliberately put them through the most rigorous training, the rigorous testing, scrutinizing their backgrounds from beginning until end, because they were trying to find ways to disqualify them. And I know a lot of people don't like to hear this, but you know what? Truth is truth, and it has to be told. And I'm not going to wait for white media to talk about our people and our historical achievements and accomplishments in this nation. We'll do it ourselves. So if people are looking for trash and garbage, they better go to a different channel and they can watch all the salacious negativity that they will show them 24 hours a day. The Tuskegee Airmen Air Force program was based at Tuskegee Army Airfield, or TAAF, in Alabama. The first class of aviation cadets began training in July 1941 and completed their courses by March 1942. These pilots were trained to fly Tuskegee Airmen planes, including single-engine and twin-engine aircraft. They also received specialized training in intelligence, meteorology, engineering, and medicine, ensuring a full, sufficient Air Corps unit. Despite facing racial segregation and doubt, the Tuskegee Airmen proved their worth on the battlefield. Their success in combat missions across Europe, North Africa, their service also helped pave the way for the desegregation of the U.S. Armed Forces in 1948. Of course, you know now they are attempting to bring back the segregation that once existed. Their legacy lives on today, inspiring new generations of Air Force, Tuskegee Airmen, and aviation enthusiasts worldwide. Their courage and perseverance are a testament to the power, determination, skill, and patriotism. And you can learn more about history of the Tuskegee Airmen of World War II, their achievements, and their impact on American military history. Explore the incredible stories of these pioneering airmen and their invaluable contributions to the nation. I've already put the hyperlink at the caption title as I came on the air. In July 1941, the first class of Tuskegee Airmen began training at Tuskegee Army Airfield. Only 5 of the 13 original cadets successfully completed their rigorous program and earned their Army Air Corps Silver Pilot wings. One of them was Captain Benjamin O. Davis, Jr., a West Point Academy graduate who later became a decorated commander of the Tuskegee Airmen Air Force units. Between 1942 and 1946, 992 pilots graduated from the TAFF, receiving their commission and pilot wings. In addition to pilots, black aviators, bombarders, and gunnery crews were training at military bases across the United States. Meanwhile, aircraft mechanics, vital to mission success, were initially training at Ashante Air Base in Rantoul, Illinois, before training facilities were established at TAFF in 1942. Of the trained pilots, 450 served in overseas missions, joining the elite 99th Fighter Squadron and the 332nd Fighter Group. The 99th Fighter Squadron, known initially as the 99th Pursuit Squadron, began flying combat missions in April 1943, utilizing P-40 Warhawk planes in North Africa, Sicily, and Italy. By July 1944, they merged with the 332nd Fighter Group, which included the 105th Fighter Squadron, 301st Fighter Squadron, and now the 302nd Fighter Squadron. These squadrons underwent extensive preparation at Selfridge Air Base, Michigan, before being deployed for battle in December 1943. The Tuskegee Airmen defined expectations, achieving outstanding combat records and proving their abilities on the battlefield. This is vitally important, and let me tell you the reason why. When Hollywood had made great movies, as they wanted to call them, they never portrayed Black soldiers in a positive light. They never talked about their achievements. They never talked about the significance of what they've done. They always showed them being killed in combat. And this trajectory has to change. I'm quite sure many of our brothers died in the service of patriotism for this nation. These heroes and heroines will not go unrecognized. I am a gatekeeper. I will tell their stories. I will be their voice. I will be the chronicler of all their achievements that they have accomplished. This is part of my God-given mission while I'm here on the face of this earth. So let's get back to the story. So the Tuskegee Airmen defied expectations, achieving outstanding combat records and proving their abilities on the battlefield. Their success was key in pushing the U.S. military toward desegregation, inspiring future generations of Black aviators. Today, the story of the Tuskegee Airmen of World War II also stands as a testament to perseverance, skill, and patriotism. Their legacy continues to inspire those pursuing careers in aviation and the U.S. Air Force. So now I'm going to show you some photos here. There are no names there, but speaks for themselves. Leave this up here for a couple seconds. All right, now let's get on with the continuation of the story. The 32nd Fighter Group, known as the Red Tails, were renowned for its unwavering bomber escort missions. Their reputation for tenacious air cover often deterred enemy fighter pilots from engaging, leading to fewer air-to-air combat encounters, but significantly increasing the safety of the bombers. As a result, the Tuskegee Airmen received countless commendations from grateful bomber crews. However, while they fought bravely in the skies, they also faced a different battle on the ground: racism and segregation, both at home and overseas. While the fighter pilots of the 32nd Fighter Group gained recognition in combat, those assigned to the 477th Medium Bombardment Group at Selfridge Field, Michigan, faced extreme racial discrimination. They were denied access to the base officers club despite being trained military officers, violating Army regulations. The unfair treatment led to protests, forcing the 477th Bombardment Group to relocate to Godman Field, Kentucky, where discrimination continued. In early 1945, the unit was transferred to Freeman Field, Indiana, where racial tensions peaked. When Black officers attempted to enter the Freeman Field Officers Club, defying segregationist orders, 103 officers were arrested and charged with insubordination, a move that sparked national outrage. Let me tell you something tonight, people. Nothing and nobody can stop you from succeeding but you. It doesn't matter whether they love you, loathe you, hate you, or despise you. Forge on anyway. Fulfill your goals, fulfill your dreams, fulfill your missions, fulfill your aspirations. Do it anyway, despite what folk may say about you, despite what they might write about you. Nobody, in the words of a gospel song, quote, nobody told me that the roads would be easy, end quote. It will be hard at times. It will be rough. It will be unfair. And you can see in this political climate in America, all people, with the exception of a few, are seemingly going to be against you. But don't allow it to stop you. To personalize it, I'll put it this way. I am a criminal justice major. I'm into my third year, and then I'll be going off to law school. Nothing and nobody is going to stop me from becoming a criminal defense attorney, advocating for those who cannot advocate for themselves, speaking for those who cannot speak for themselves, fighting for those who cannot fight for themselves, for true victims, and for those who have been falsely accused, and for those who have been excessively sentenced based upon judicial discrimination and blatant racism. And you better believe you want someone like me fighting for you or for your family members. In Philadelphia, you've got a Republican by the name of Dugan who wants to become the next district attorney. He is a former judge. He was one of the harshest racist judges in the Court of Common Pleas in Philadelphia. Now, this man wants to take on the MAGA agenda as a district attorney in Philadelphia. His name is Pat Dugan. Do not be swayed by his slick political ads popping up on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and all these other places. Don't be swayed by his law and order mantra. Because if you sit it out, you're going to wake up the next day and you're going to wish you had not made him your district attorney. That's a side note, but it's worth telling. Pardon me for a minute. It's hot up here under these lights where I'm at. So, I was talking about the insubordination that the Tuskegee men were arrested for, and it sparked a national outrage. One officer, Lieutenant Roger Bill Terry, was convicted in a court-martial. The other charges were dropped, but the officer's records remain stained. Well, isn't that what they always want to do? Stain your record. Mothers, when you have your children, make sure you guide their path and help them not to go down the wrong path. And to my brothers and sisters who are incarcerated and those who are coming home, don't you allow a stained record to stop you from moving forward. Let me tell you something. I was falsely accused, tried, convicted, and sentenced to 10 years in 4 state penitentiaries. And the last one they put me in, it was on top of a mountain 26,000 feet above sea level, up in KKK country. So when I'm talking about the KKK and blatant racism and bigotry, I know what I'm talking about because I lived up on that mountain for 9 years, 9.5 years. So you can't tell me that I don't know. And the impetus for me of becoming an attorney is to fight against injustice. I make no pretense about it. Put it out there in the ether, let it be made known. And those who know me, know my story, some who are watching, or there were some of my boys on the inside. So don't let these glasses and this smooth skin and all this stuff fool you. I am built tough for the job. It wasn't until August the 12th of 1995 at the Tuskegee Airmen National Convention in Atlanta, Georgia, that justice was finally served. 15 of the original 103 officers received official notice that their records were cleared. Lieutenant Roger Bill Terry's court-martial conviction was overturned. The remaining officers were provided instructions on how to expunge their records. See, that's the old game, to sully your record. Even on these jobs, you don't have to take any crap off of these racist, bigoted people. If you don't feel comfortable working on the jobs, do like I did, get another job. You might not like it, but it'll do when it comes to paying the bills. Don't put yourself in a situation where you have to be miserable every day. When I took a job as a janitor, working in the church, making less than $100 a week. So don't tell me that it can't be done. Too many people, they're stuck on the memories of the past. Psychologically, on the inside of their minds, they are trapped and they can't get out. Untrap yourself and discover the real you, discover your passion. You may want to be a welder, become one. You may want to become a chef, become one. You may want to become something like an electrician or a carpenter. There ain't nothing wrong with these jobs. Because if you don't get them, the other people will. You may want to become a computer analyst. All these white hackers, when they come out of jail, you know who they work for? The government. And they pay them a lot of money. But they won't pay any black people who were hackers to come work for them. So decide for yourself what career you want to have and get busy on the journey. So, despite their heroic service in World War II, Black airmen returning to the U.S. in 1945 were met with continued segregation and racism. The Tuskegee Airmen Field continued to train new airmen until 1946, with women joining in various support roles. Many Black airmen chose to continue serving, but due to segregation, their career opportunities were limited. They were restricted to the 332nd Fighter Group, 477th Composite Group, later the 332nd Fighter Wing at Lockbourne Air Base, Ohio. The struggle of the Tuskegee Airmen played a crucial role in the eventual desegregation of the U.S. military. Their valor, discipline, and unwavering dedication paved the way to President Harry S. Truman's Executive Order 9981 in 1948, which abolished racial segregation in the U.S. Armed Forces. The Red Tail's historic legacy remains a testament to courage in the face of adversity, a story that inspires future generations of aviators, military personnel, and civil rights leaders. Now, if you want to learn more about their incredible history and contributions to aviation and equality, all you have to do, you can go to the National Historic Museum in Detroit, Michigan. And I also put the link up in the caption before I came on the air. Matter of fact, I'm going to go back and I'm going to give it to you now while I'm talking in case you want to go there for yourself. It is hyperlink, that is https://TuskegeeMuseum.org. Once again, https, the hyperlink, ://TuskegeeMuseum.org. So let's get on the road to self-promotion, self-positivity, self-uplifting, and we're going to do for ourselves. We're not going to expect anybody else to talk about us in a positive way because they're not going to do it. So you know what? We're going to do it, and I'm going to talk about all the good men and women, I don't care if they were Black, white, Korean, Japanese, who helped us along this journey. Never surrender. Never quit.